Scott Coolbaugh, who's the hitting coach of the Orioles, joining us here. Scott, you love what you saw in that swing, didn't you?
Oh, that's Manny S right there. When he's going right center with power, it's a beautiful thing. Very impressive the way he's been the last 3 games. I think he's hit 3 home runs in 3 games.
Hey, would you say that that left center power is what you look for, or right center, depending on who's hitting from each hitter?
I definitely think that when you're hitting the ball to the opposite field and the opposite gap for power, that's real true power. Guys are staying on the ball. They're feeling good. They're staying on it. They're staying through the ball. A lot of things are happening well for it. And then, you know, with Manny going that way, that's kind of his forte. And then when he turns on one, you see it like a couple days ago, he hit some to left center. That means he's staying in the big part of the field. Same thing with Chris Davis, Trumbo. You've seen these guys going a little bit opposite field in the gap. It's a great thing to see.
So the double, Kelly Johnson got it to lead off the second inning off Gonzalez. Here's Hector Oliva who will take the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. Talk a bit, if you would, Scott, about what you've seen from Trumbo so far, and give the Oriole fans a little insight.
Well, Mark's a great individual. He's fit in well. He works extremely hard. He's very diligent in his routine. You know, every day he comes in with a work-like attitude and just wants to continue to get better. He's not satisfied with anything, and we're lucky to have him. I think he's going to have great things for us to offer, and you know, especially in the middle of the order, and provide a lot of power.
You know, the Orioles made some huge pickups. Obviously, Trumbo, one of them. You know, proven major leaguer with a track record. Also, Pedro Alvarez. But what about a player like Jonathan Schoop?
Well, it was a great play right there.
But sure was.
Jonathan, I expect to take another step this year. You know, last year it was unfortunate with the injury, because I think he was well on his way at the beginning of the year of continuing some things that we worked on in spring training. Same thing this year. I think he's going to be a monster. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to turn a corner and start opening up some eyes with his offensive capabilities. He's really learning himself, learning his swing. And a guy like Manny's really helped him, too. You know, they talk every day about the game. JJ, all those guys in the infield communicate so well. I think his maturity is going to come in where you're going to see some great things from him this year.
Fine playmate, and Oliveira retired. He gets Kelly Johnson over to third now with 1 down. And Jeff Francoeur, as we said, his contract was picked up by the Atlanta Braves today. He was a late signing, just starting spring training when they went out and picked him up, a minor league deal, and today they have picked up his contract, so he's going to make the roster, as Gonzalez has liked what he has seen from this veteran outfielder. So Francoeur is going to get another shot at it. Scott Coolbaugh is joining us, the hitting coach of the Orioles. 1 ball, 1 strike count here, 1 down. The Orioles will play the infield in against Francoeur, and the pitch outside corner. Scott, is too much being made about the home run for the Orioles? I mean, it's there, and clearly you got the guys to hit them. Do you worry that maybe too much thinking about home runs and nothing else?
Well, no, I mean, that's part of our game. You know, we want to, you know, maintain our strength. That's obviously hitting the long ball, and you can get a quick run on the board just like it was we've seen today. But, you know, we still got to play to the scoreboard. We still have situations that we have to come through. And the thing I tell the guys is that just the game will dictate, you know, what's needed. If there's a guy, you know, third base and the infield's back, you know, get a ground ball or something in the air to get him in. You don't need a home run in that situation. If there's 2 outs, man on second base, the game will call for a base hit, not a home run. So just understand playing to the scoreboard, playing to the game situations. There's going to be plenty of times these guys are going to have an opportunity to go up there and have their own at-bat, so to speak, where you got some runs on the board and you can go up there and go for it if you feel like it. But, you know, just understand that, hey, well, we need to back off and go for a base hit, that we have that capability.
Would you say that that is something that you continue to work on, and even coming into this spring training? You know, you talk about on-base percentage and things like that, but it's a fine line when you have such an aggressive power-hitting team. You don't want to take away their aggressiveness.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the one thing that you don't want to do is, you know, guys getting up there and taking pitches and, you know, taking the pitch that they can drive out of the ballpark. There's a fine line between that, like you said. But, you know, one thing we did emphasize on day 1 in spring training is just understand what our lineup is capable of doing. Play to the scoreboard. You know, do your thing. You know, you're up there to hit. You're paid to hit. You know, worked your whole life to be a hitter and go up there and don't take anything away from that. And I think guys are bought into that, and I look forward to seeing what we're capable of doing here at the beginning of the year.
Scott, so do we, and certainly so do Oriole fans. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you as we move along.
All right, guys. Thanks.
You
Appreciate
bet
it.
Scott Coolbaugh, hitting coach of the Orioles.